Hey guys, welcome back to the CAGED lesson series. In this video we're going to work on arpeggiating the one chord. All that means is whatever shape you're playing on the guitar, the chord that you're trying to grab. So like if I play a C chord here, or I play a C chord here, or a C chord here, that shape is the one chord. That's the key that we're thinking about playing in. But what this is going to do is connect with when you're playing the scales in position. If you're dealing with one particular scale shape, or you're playing from string 6 to string 1 all the way through in a particular key, this is going to help you to visualize specific notes in each position. We'll talk about it in a couple different ways, but first we'll just go through key of C major. And one thing to keep in mind is the fingering might change a little bit here. We're not necessarily trying to grab the chord and then just play each string of that chord. We're walking our fingers through it. So the fingering may change, and that's totally fine. And then we'll do it all in fifth position, so there'll be all different chords, and that's a good way to test whether the knowledge is sticking, the information is sticking, because you don't want to do something just one way. That's why whenever you run through exercises, whether it be a lick or playing through the blues or chord progression, what have you, people will always say, now play it in every single key, which is a lot to take on, but at least do it in some varied keys, if not all of them. So we'll start with the C major chord in open position. So we're going to do 5 C major chords here, or actually 6, because we'll do this at the octave up here in 12th position as well. But just pay attention as we walk our fingers. We're not going to grab the entire chord. So here I'm playing C, E, G, C, E, and then I'm going to walk it back down, C, G, E, C. And then I move up into my A position, C, G, C, E, G, E, C, G, C. And then into my G position, C, E, G, C, E, C. And then into my E position, C, G, C, E, G, C, G, E, C, G, C. And there I changed my fingering, and that's not really that big of a deal. If I can get through it different ways, that's just going to help me in the long run. And then we're into the D position, C, G, C, E, C, G, C, and then our C major chord at the octave here, C, E, G, C, E, C, G, E, C. Now I'm going to go through that again without calling out the notes. For those of you who aren't very familiar with the notes on the fretboard, that can be a great way to go about it. If you can find C all over the place, or E all over the place, or G all over the place, then that gives you a reference point to find all your notes. But let's do that a little bit quicker without calling out those notes. So in first position here, and A shape, G shape, E shape, D shape, and C shape. All C chords there. So I'll go through the actually the scale degrees of those, for those of you interested in the theory information, that will help you as well. And so what I mean by that is, if we take our C major chord, and instead of saying C, E, G, C, E, we could say 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. And that's more helpful because that's the general information, the general approach, where you can apply it in any key, as opposed to saying the note specific to the C chord would only be for C. Now, let's move everything into fifth position. So we're going to go ahead and start with our C shape, but this is actually going to be an F major chord. So we'll arpeggiate that, and then I'll go through the chord degrees there. So F chord. That is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. And then our A shape, this is actually going to be a D major chord in fifth position there. So that is 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. And then our G chord is actually going to be our G shape is going to be a C major chord, which is what we ran into when we did C all the way up the neck. So we'll just go ahead and do that again. And that is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 1. So you got another root in there. And then the E shape, that's going to be an A major chord at fifth position. That is 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. And then the D shape, which is actually going to be a G major chord in fifth position. And that is 1, 5, 1, 3. So if that's confusing you, don't worry about that right now. We're going to tie that back into the scales, but those notes function as the first note. The 1 functions as the first note of the scale of whatever key we're playing in. The third functions as the third scale degree note in that key, and the fifth is the fifth note in the scale. So that helps you to locate notes quicker, even though it may feel a little bit difficult at the onset. But we'll tie that stuff into the scale as we start exploring each individual position. So feel good about that. Try and arpeggiate it as quickly as you can, and really try to see it in your mind's eye as clearly as possible. So when you're thinking about the E shape, you can go ahead and lock onto that particular chord shape visually, but you don't necessarily have to play it, and then that's going to be an easy thing to build on down the road. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.